Back in 2017, Andrew Dunham had a problem. His company's HIMS was crushing it in men's health. They had ED treatments, hair loss solutions, but he was starting staring at a ceiling, and the men's health market could only take him so far. He needed to break through, but how do you expand without losing what made you successful? Picture Dunham in his San Francisco office looking at the numbers. HIMS was doing $148 million in revenue, but the runway was getting shorter. Men aged 25 to 40 with these specific health issues was a limited pool. Meanwhile, women's healthcare was this massive, underserved market that nobody was talking about properly. Traditional healthcare companies were still treating women's health like some delicate flower that couldn't handle straight talk. Here's where most business owners make their first mistake. They think bigger markets means starting over. Dunham saw something different. He realized his brand name HIMS was actually holding the key to something much larger. In just 20 days, not 20 months, 20 days, he launched hers as the companion brand. Same direct approach with no nonsense messaging, but now speaking to women about birth control, wellness, and hair care with the same honesty men were getting. Now, here's the genius part. Dunham didn't rebrand HIMS, he created a dual brand system. The chief design officer, Dan Kenger, built a visual identity that felt like siblings, not twins, and HIMS kept his on earth tones, bro to bro messaging. Hers got softer colors, but the same confident typography. Both brands could exist under one roof, sharing technology and logistics while speaking to completely different languages in different audiences. And the transformation wasn't cosmetic, they actually restructured their marketing spend, product development, and even supply chain around this new reality that they weren't just a men's health company anymore. The market tested them pretty hard, and traditional healthcare companies had tried women's health before and failed. So critics said the messaging wouldn't work, but women would, and that women wouldn't respond to the same direct marketing that worked for men. But Dunham doubled down on authenticity. They brought in JLo, Alex Rodriguez, and they were investors and ambassadors. And when JLo talked about growing 4 inches of hair using their minoxidil products, that wasn't celebrity fluff, it was actual proof. They invested nearly 50% of revenue into customer acquisition, treating marketing like the growth engine it needed to be. While competitors were playing it safe, him and hers were building a new category of healthcare communication. And lastly, by 2024, the numbers told a transformative story. Revenue exploded from $148 million to $1.46 billion. That's 10x growth in 4 years, and the stock price hit $68 per share from a $10 SPAC debut. But here's a real victory: 2.2 million subscribers with 82% retention rates. They weren't just acquiring customers, they were building loyalty across brands simultaneously. Dunham's prediction came true that women's business started eclipsing the men's side, exactly as he had envisioned from day one when he chose the name HIMS, knowing it would become Hims and Hers. Today, Hims and Hers isn't just a telehealth company, they've become a template for healthcare communication. Their 2025 Super Bowl campaign challenging the weight loss industry showed that they're not afraid to take on entire markets. Competitors like Roman had to rebrand to Row just to keep up with the inclusive positioning that they pioneered. The dual brand system gave them something their competitors couldn't replicate: the ability to expand into new categories, mental health, dermatology, weight management, without confusing their core audiences. Each brand maintained its authentic voice while the company scaled. So your business doesn't need to be worth billions to use this kind of play. The lesson isn't about changing a name, it's about seeing the bigger market in your current brand and that it could serve that market. Maybe your local restaurant becomes a catering powerhouse. Maybe your consulting practice could spawn a sister brand serving a completely different industry. The question isn't whether you should rebrand, it's whether your current brand is big enough for your actual ambitions. If you want the blueprint for scaling your brand without losing your soul, head over to brandlab2025.com and I'll show you exactly how to build your own dual brand strategy. Hit subscribe if this opened your eyes to what's possible to when you think beyond your current customers. Your next level is waiting at brandlab2025.com.